There are a ton of doomsday predictions in digital marketing that say, unless you want to spend money in advertising, there's not a chance for you to drive traffic to your website through non paid channels. And I hate to say it, but if you're doing digital marketing like you were 10 years ago, that's probably true. But this past year, I was able to see a 147% increase in traffic to my website. And here's the thing, I spent $0 on advertisements. We are at an inflection point. You can decide to do things the way that you've always done it. And I can almost guarantee you that the traffic numbers, the revenue numbers that you see through your website will start to go down if they haven't already. But on this channel, we talk about growing your business without spending a ridiculous amount of money on advertisements. And I believe that you can surprise yourself, even in the current search landscape, and see tremendous growth numbers through your website, but it's going to require change. And so in this week's video, I want to share with you what's happening out there, and I want to give you 2 actionable steps for what you can take, areas that you can focus on to see growth this next year. My name's Scott Redgate. I'm an online marketing coach, and let's dive in. All right, so we need to talk. Digital marketing is completely different compared to where it was 5 years ago. I was watching a YouTube video from one of my favorite YouTube channels, which is Wes McDowell, who provides a lot of digital marketing tips. And he had this comment where he said, Google is moving away from being a search engine to an answer engine. And there is a lot of truth to that. This image right here on my screen is a heat map, an eye tracking screenshot of what Google search looked like. Man, this must have been back in 2010, 2011, something like this, because you can actually see we have advertisements on the right side. But what's happening here is all the activity is happening at the top of the page. So if you wanted to get clicks to your website, you wanted to rank number 1. You wanted to have your ad in the first position because that's where most of the activity was. Now, I don't think the heat map, if you were to take this same screenshot this year, I don't think that it looks like this anymore. I think it would be scattered a little bit more through the search engine results page. But more activity happens at the top of the page and the bottom of the page. And so why is that important, and why will that impact your website traffic here in 2025? So let's look at this search that I just typed in where I said, what is the best state to live in? And you'll see that I'm greeted with a huge AI overview that answers the question. Well, at least according to Google's AI. I have a huge monitor and I am able to see an organic listing here from the US News and World Report at the bottom of my screen. But on most monitors, you're not going to see this. Meaning, if you had a strategy that was solely focused on SEO, think about how many people are typing in searches like this and would click an organic result, and how many people are less likely to click an organic result now because not only do they have to scroll down on the page, but Google's giving a pretty good answer at the top. So what incentive do people have to go in and click through to websites in order to find that information? Now, this isn't going to be the case for every organic search out there, but it's happening out there for a ton, especially with informational searches. Now, on the e-commerce side, if you type in a search like buy shoes online, your chances of finding an organic listing near the top of the page are almost 0. Google has now dominated the search page with advertisements at the top. And this is a trend that we've seen over the past 10 years. Advertisements have gotten bigger. Google has created more extensions and assets that these advertisers can input to make their ads even larger. And so you'll see here, when I type in buy shoes online, I see this huge ad from Zappos. I see a New Balance ad, Shoe Mall, and then boom, right here I do have an organic listing from Zappos, and then you can see how noisy the search page is below that. Now let's look back at this legacy Google screenshot here. You can see that organically, if Google's taking over the top of the page with an AI overview for informational searches, and for e-commerce or bottom of funnel searches where someone is looking to sign up for a service or whatever, and Google is showing advertisement in those slots, what chance do you have to drive organic traffic to your website? SEO is not dead, but it is significantly different. Almost every estimate that you'll see out there is that websites will see less organic traffic this year compared to what they saw last year. And I would say that this trend will continue for the next several years. So then the question is, as a business, what can you do about it? If you've been relying on organic traffic to your website for revenue, for leads, for sales, what can you do? Well, obviously you can spend more money in advertisements, and I think that that is going to be the case for a lot of businesses. They're going to have to spend more. But these smarter businesses will have a balanced approach where they work on their PPC strategies, but then they also tap into these two areas that I have on the screen here. So video and email. Let's look at what's happening on the YouTube search results page. And if you didn't know, YouTube is owned by Google, where I type in the same search, what is the best state to live in? YouTube is showing videos. They're showing shorts at the top of the screen. And then as you scroll down the search page, you are seeing organic YouTube videos that these websites and these YouTube creators made. All that's to say, Google and YouTube have not disrupted the YouTube search experience like they have with the Google search page. Now, you could make the argument that that will come at a later date. And until the day where AI is able to create really good videos, I'm not talking about the stuff that you're seeing right now through Sora and OpenAI, where you can clearly spot that it's an AI video. There is going to be an opportunity for your business on the YouTube search results page. I would almost argue that your business's ability to create videos in 2025 is just as important as your website creating articles in 2015. And so while this might not refer as many clicks to your website, you'll be able to get in front of your audience in the video format if you start doubling down on YouTube and video for your business. And let's hop back to this screen where we'll go over the second thing that I think is vital for you if you want to see business growth this year, and that is email. And so if you're not able to get as many clicks through organic traffic, and Google Ads costs are going up, and so you have an approach where you're starting to create good content, video content, and post that to YouTube. The other channel that is super important for you is email. One thing that I love about email is as you look to build up your audience and your email list, that list is yours. And yes, email services like Gmail are mixing in advertisements, and the email inbox is not as pure as it was a handful of years ago, but you still own that list and you still have the ability to contact your audience whenever you want. And this is stats from one of my email sequences where you can see that I've sent over 4,000 emails, and the open rate on this is really strong. It's 56%. But what's crazy is these emails got clicked on 24%. And knowing that the links that I have in my emails are primarily going to my website or YouTube channel, that is about 1,000 clicks that I was able to get from this email audience to my website and to my YouTube channel. And so that can be a game changer for you as your organic traffic starts to go down. Now, I want to say this, you should not just completely throw in the towel for SEO, but if from a time and resources standpoint, you're giving more time to your SEO strategy than what you're giving to your PPC, your video, and your email marketing, and I would even include social media into this, you are making a mistake. You need to have a healthy balance. But if you're dedicating 95% of your time to SEO and only 5% to these other channels, you're not going to be able to grow at the same rate as you were able to over the past decade. And so if this video was helpful to you, I create weekly videos on this YouTube channel to help you make more and spend less in your digital marketing. And so I would be honored if you would hit that subscribe button and like this video. That would help me create more content for businesses like you. Take care.